Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Creative Differences Podcast, the podcast you thought was dead. My name is Dallas, and I am now the proud owner of a Venom popcorn bucket.
I'm Cassie, and I have so many questions.
All right.
I'm Demi, and I actually didn't prep for this intro. Welcome to another episode of the Creative Differences Podcast, your one-stop shop for movie reviews, Fancast Fridays, Throwback Thursdays, and a number of other pop culture-related items. Come for the movie reviews, stay for the thirst. Today, we will be discussing Venom 3, which probably won't have too much thirst going on because Dallas will be the one reviewing it. And
Yeah. No Gabby today.
yeah, and The Legend of Vox Machina, which might have a little thirst. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see when we get there. First off, Cassie, what's your question? I got it. I got to address this.
Well, okay. So first of all, what's the Venom popcorn thing look like?
You know what
It's
it looks
pretty-
like.
It's actually very tame. It's just
I don't.
bucket. It's a black bucket, and then on the side you have like a Venom. I should have brought it over here, but
I mean, I can probably find it.
yeah, it's not like an orifice.
Exactly. That's,
Yeah.
It's
not there's no way to interpret this as a sex toy.
Oh, Regal has one that is, apparently.
A lot of places are getting crazy with it, but no, mine is very tame. It's just a bucket.
Damn it. Next time.
Anyway, speaking of all of that, Gabby's not here. You know Gabby's not here. She is off somewhere treating herself to 19 inches of Venom.
Living the dream.
That's such an inappropriate thing to say, knowing what she's doing today. Like, that's not.
That is what she's doing today. It's now canon. I said it.
was a legitimate, marketing tweet or something. Dallas is just quoting. He's
I'm
not
just
being
quoting.
foul.
And telling the people where Gabby is. Yeah, so before we get into the episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Because last time I said, if you do, then maybe, just maybe, we'll get back to posting consistently. And y'all didn't do it. And here we are a month and a half later. So this is on y'all. What, Cassie?
Well, it's just what's the time? Because consistently, right, could be we start now and then we start posting weekly, and that's consistently.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much time did they have to share, subscribe? What was I feel like we needed more rules for that.
I mean, the rules do it, and they didn't do it.
They've had 5 years, and we've been doing it pretty consistently for the last, 3.
That's fair.
They've never done
That
it.
is so fair.
Audience shaming. All right. Should we get to it?
Yeah, tell us about
Get to the
Venom
aliens
3.
and the tongues. Venom: The Last Dance, written and directed by Kelly Marcel, which is apparently her directorial debut. She wrote some stuff. She wrote the first 2 Venoms. She wrote Saving Mr. Banks, and she wrote 50 Shades of Grey.
I love
This
Saving
woman
Mr. Banks.
has so many different styles, and I love that for her.
In some sense, 50 Shades and Venom share some commonalities.
That depends on who you are.
To me.
Yeah, okay, for you and for Gabby. But it's like, yeah, she also wrote Saving Mr. Banks. What a thing. The movie stars Tom Hardy, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Juno Temple, Reza Fons, Stephen Graham, Clark Backo, Alana Ubach, and Andy Serkis. And the IMDb summary is, Eddie and Venom, on the run, face pursuit from both worlds. As circumstances tighten, they're compelled to make a heart-wrenching choice that could mark the end of their symbiotic partnership. All right, so, The Last Dance. It is okay. It's fun and it's silly, as expected. It's maybe too silly, but it kind of walks that Venom line of I'm laughing, and then I'm like, wait, what's going on? What are we doing? Because Venom doesn't do a lot of lethal protecting, which is kind of I've always liked these movies, but I've always kind of wanted to get a version of Venom that is that imposing, scary, blah, blah, blah. But that lends itself more to either a villain or a movie with a different tone, like a Punisher type of anti-hero. But these are comedies, which is an interesting choice. But I think for this one, I was kind of feeling let down story-wise because you have this alien threat, and then you have this movie with these military people and science people, and they're like, oh my God, the aliens are coming. We got to do something. Somebody do something. Get the aliens. And then you have Venom over here, separate. And it's going on road trips with random families, and they're developing a gambling addiction and dancing. And it's I feel like Venom
separate movies
should be doing some more. And they do address it. Venom is like, yo, Eddie, niggas coming. We got this is crazy. About to get crazy out here. And we do see Venom interact with the threat a couple of times throughout. But I feel like too many times I was looking at the movie why is Venom doing this thing? And then scientist number 2 over here is dealing with the big bad that we got coming. And speaking of the big bad that we got coming, he don't do anything. And this is the type of character that, so I'm not a comic reader like right now. I used to read comics all the time. This is a character that is pretty important from the Venom comic, so I see why you would want to use it. But the way they do it kind of feels like a next time, baby, or like a Thanos sitting in the chair before he gets up to do something.
Oh.
But everything about this movie screams, this is the last one. We're done now. So it's like, why? There's like this double-edged sword of, we want to use this character because we can't finish this trilogy without using this dude. But it feels like this is what would be the second to last one, the way you use the character. Because nigga don't do nothing.
Build up.
Yeah. Looks cool. Sounds cool. Not a lot going on by him specifically. He's into little minions and they do stuff. And I'm like, that's all right. Why not? But it's Andy Serkis. I love me some Andy Serkis. And that's kind of not a through line, but this is a really good cast. And outside of Tom Hardy, it's like a lot of great actors playing not memorable characters. Like Chiwetel is military man. Juno is science lady. Clark Backo is other science lady. For those who don't know, Clark Backo was in that show Changeling with Lakeith Stanfield on Apple TV. Nobody watched it except for me. It's fine. I liked it. I didn't like it. I don't know why I said that. I liked her in it. She was good. I did not like that show. Yeah, so it's like good performances, great actors. You do science, you do guns. All right, that's not super different. Ironically, Risa Fons is a super memorable character. He's just playing a random dad. Like his family is trying to go to Area 51 to see aliens. And at first I'm like, okay, weird hippie family. But like you got Risa Fons and Alana Ubach to play the parents, so they're obviously going to be in it pretty heavy. And they kind of stood out in a way I didn't expect. But it's also like, why is Venom spending so much time with this random family? Go fight an alien.
Risa Fons back in his Spider-Man bag, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Lizard.
Wild.
He likes playing Spider-Man. Not even villains, Spider-Man people. But hey, go do your thing, Reese. But I will say that my hang up, let down, my disappointment toward the beginning of like, all right, Venom, go do something else, was eradicated toward the end of the movie. Like the end of the movie, they gave me exactly what I wanted because Venom, shows up as you have to. And they do so much fun stuff with Venom and the symbiotes and the aliens. And I was like, oh, this is what I wanted this movie to be. So I got the best of both worlds. I got silly Venom dancing with Mrs. Chen in Vegas. And I got a bunch of aliens just going crazy at each other. And the symbiotes look so dope. That's one thing I've always really liked about these movies is, what's the face, Cassie?
Nothing.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. The symbiotes look so dope. And that's one thing about the comics is that they've always had variety in how they look. I don't know why the first Venom was like, we're going to use Venom and then the gray one that looks like Venom. That was bad. That was a bad choice. But then obviously we get Carnage, he's bright red, and this one we get a bunch of like this green one, the brown ones, there's a bunch of people. And I'm like, this is dope. This is what I wanted. Yeah, it is okay. I don't love it. I definitely don't dislike it. So I like it, but I feel like if this is where we're at, 3 is probably enough. We don't need to keep going. I think y'all did all your ideas. Because what's up?
Where would you rank it in your list of things you have watched with the title or subtitle The Last Dance?
So Venom versus Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan goes first.
I'm going to put the Bulls up first because that was a great series. Great series.
Jordan's always the GOAT.
They got a lot of people through being at home during COVID.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is, I guess I'll say, my second favorite thing titled The Last Dance to come out in the last few years. But yeah, it's silly, it's fun. I think if you like the Venom movies, you'll probably like it well enough. It's not going to win over any new fans, but it probably won't turn off anyone who already likes these movies. Cassie, I think you would like it because you like all the silly stuff.
Yeah.
You're into Venom, you're into silliness.
Yeah.
You probably have a great time. Also, soundtrack, fire. We got 2 new Grandson songs, one called One Last Dance and one called Hold the Line. And the credits end with a song by Method Man and Czarface called Null and Void. Fire. Heat. Thank you, Shazam. I put it out there in the theater. All right, that is Venom, The Last Dance. I'm very sad that Gabby wasn't here for it, but I will continue to make those jokes anyway.
Good Lord. Yeah, moving on to The Legend of Vox Machina, which is created by and stars Critical Role, which consists of Laura Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe, Ashley Johnson, Matthew Mercer, Liam O'Brien, Marisha Ray, Sam Riegel, and Travis Willingham. It also features the voices of Cree Summers, Indira Varma, Stephanie Beatrice, Will Friedle, Kelly Hu, Esme Creed, Miles, Gina Torres, Troy Baker, Luis Carrazzo, and rest in peace, Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick.
Also, that's a crazy list of voice actors I just named off.
That's a wild list.
It's an amazing list. The synopsis for the show, currently on IMDb, is after saving the realm from evil and destruction at the hands of the most terrifying power couple in Exandria, Vox Machina is faced with saving the world once again, this time from a sinister group of dragons known as the Chroma Conclave. Yeah, that still applies to this season. We're still finishing off that arc. This show is incredible. It is, I would argue, one of the best shows on television right now. Certainly the best epic fantasy show on television right now. Certainly one of the best animated shows on television right now. It is so good, and it gets better every season. And like, oh my gosh, the animation work got better this season. Like, I remember looking at the clip that they released at Comic-Con and being like, this looks better than the last two seasons. And then just watching the full season of that, I was like, this is definitely better animation than the last two seasons. I don't know what it is. I definitely know that it's like they're using a lot more glow effects this time around. I think there's something with the vibrancy of the colors that they're using. I don't like, maybe even the fluidity of the animation. I don't know what they did other than probably up the budget, but it looks incredible. Everything looks incredible. I remember I was watching this animation reactor who also happens to be an animator, and when he was watching Legend of Korra, there was one episode where he pointed out, he was like, everybody's animation is like on model this episode. What's going on? And then he got to the end of the episode with like the massive fight scene between Korra and Tarlok, and he was like, oh, that's why they were saving their budget for this like set piece.
Yeah, the
whole season of Legend of Vox Machina just feels like they saved the butt for all this, just the entire season, the whole thing. It all looks amazing. The storytelling is incredible and so emotional, just like so poignant, and like it's the perfect balance of like drama and character growth and character like dynamics, but also silliness and fun. And it's so good. It'll hit you in your chest when you least expect it. And it does it effectively. These characters are so well written. Their relationship dynamics are so well done. Like the romances on the show, like finally coming to fruition. It's just like, yes, we made it. We're here. I gasped several times at some of the more sexual moments on the show. I was like, oh,
I love that.
Oh, there's one moment where one of the characters opens the door to her room wearing nothing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is where we're going. And then they continued the scene, and I was like, I didn't know that we were doing this. I didn't know we were getting spicy this season like that. All right, well, we're here now.
We love spicy animation.
And we love it when it involves possibly the most attractive character on the show, Vexalia. Yes.
All right, so I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is this character, where do you rank this character next to Mel from Arcane?
Oh, no. That's hard because I literally consider Mel the most beautiful animated character that's ever been created, ever. Period.
Yeah, that's the thing. I heard you say that, and I was like, we got a new one, or is Mel still number?
No. Mel will always be the most beautiful character ever created.
Got it.
But Vex is like the hottest character on the show, in a show of very hot characters, to be fair. But yeah, the characters are also well written. I will also say that like most of this season feels like there are 12 episodes this season. Episode 9 feels like a season finale. And so then it's like, we have 3 more episodes. What are y'all going to do for the next 3 episodes for it to feel like the season finale? And when you get to the season finale, it's like, no, that also feels like the season finale. Like they keep upping the ante and they keep getting better and better at it. I know that they've changed up certain things that happened in the original campaign. And it sounds like from people who watch the campaign that a lot of their really big swings actually are very effective and work really well for the show and work really well for the story as well. Because I know that there is a character that dies this season and everybody was like, huh? What? no, he's currently still alive in campaign 3. What do you guys do? Wait, what? Is he staying dead? Are you bringing him back? And there was no way of predicting. And I think that's really great to have like a show that like a lot of people already know what the story is, but you're still making it surprising for people who watched the campaign. I watched the show with somebody who has seen the campaign, and even she was like, I don't know where this is going. I actually don't even remember this. I don't remember this happening this way, but it's still being like really good and very effective. Another thing that I really enjoyed as somebody who is currently watching campaign 3 of Critical Role is that they've managed to actually tie in things from the 3rd campaign, as well as from miniseries that have happened in the last couple of years, to the season of television, which is insane. So it feels very rewarding as somebody who is watching them play D&D on a weekly basis. And it's just like, oh, that's a thing from that. That's a thing from that. But instead of it being like a takeaway from the story of just like, here guys, we're just putting random Easter eggs. Like, no, it really impacts the story and it makes it better. They're just so good at what they're doing. It got picked up for a season 4 right before the finale 3 episodes came out. So yay us. And they also have a new show coming out pretty soon called The Mighty Nine, which is campaign 2 that they did. So I'm excited for that as well. Hopefully the animation on that is just as good as what they did for season 3, because it was incredible. It was insane level of animation.
Nice.
So yeah, The Legend of Vox Machina, I highly recommend this show. Just like, unless you don't like fantasy stuff, then fine, this show is not for you. And if you're not into like adult animation, not for you. Otherwise, I'm like, it's such a good show. It's just so well written. There are characters that you will grow to love. It's funny, it's dramatic, it's got everything you could possibly want out of a show, and it looks good. And the voice acting is incredible. The finale has Cree Summers' voice laid over Lance Reddick's voice, and I was just like, these are two of like the greatest voice actors. And like, you have their voices for this one performance, and it's so good. Everything about this show is so good. So I highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. Like I said, I think it's actually one of the best shows that's on TV right now, and I think it's kind of underrated.
Nice. Glad it's still going.
I have a minor question.
Yeah.
Not actually related to that, but related to the last thing you said. I feel like as the world keeps progressing, we're going to need to find a better term than one of the best shows on TV, because it's technically not on TV. So what would you say? Just out there? Airing?
Sure, I guess.
But it's not.
It's airing. I mean,
but does that involve like airwaves, and does that still?
I mean, it's on TV, or you watch it on TV,
or you don't. That's the thing, right? So it's like
it was made for TV, though. So
yeah, like it's a TV show.
That's why I don't call Critical Role a TV show, because it wasn't made for TV.
Because what is it? YouTube?
It's Twitch, YouTube, Beacon.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting world we live in. Also, shout out to Laura Bailey once more. And again, I always want to shout out Laura Bailey because her voice work is so good. Also, Marisha Ray. There was one episode where she was like her line deliveries. I was like, girl, you better read them lines. I hear you. Oh my gosh. Everybody was on point this season. They're all so good.
I always love to shout out voice actors.
Yeah, it's also, I think it's really good that they are actual professional voice actors, because then you get the list of people that I named off as like featured actors on the show, because they've all been working in voice acting for so long. Sam Riegel like does voice direction as well. Oh, so nice. Like obviously they have these connections to other voice actors.
Yeah. And
they get to bring in like some of the best people in the business to just come in and do like these characters. Like Indira Varma and Stephanie Beatrice have been in way more episodes than I ever would have anticipated.
Stephanie Beatrice, she'll come in and do a voice. I love it.
Yeah, they've been in there quite a bit. Will Friedle was a surprise return to the show as well.
Love him.
I was really glad that they had one more season of Lance Reddick's voice, that they had already recorded all of his stuff before he passed away. Cree Summers, obviously a legend.
We feel like we as Black people have to stop putting S's on people's names.
Is it not Summers? Cree Summer. Dang.
Just the one summer.
It's the one summer? Just one summer.
But like, I second guess myself sometimes because I hear Cree Summers so much. But no, she's a legend. We love her.
Yeah, she's one of the best. But yeah, that's it. I could go on and on about the show, so stop me now.
Okay.
Cassie, 10 minutes.
Cassie, what'd you watch 10 minutes of?
So the thing is, I was really hoping, and obviously I didn't want to communicate this because that would give away the game. I was really hoping, Dallas, that you would come in wearing a red shirt so that I could say that I watched Bandyman, but you didn't. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days.
You could have just worn a
Anyway.
red shirt.
No, I have to wear green because I'm going to see Wicked tonight. So
Gotcha.
it's green or
Nice.
pink, and I don't have pink. So
Do a costume change.
no.
Okay.
You're gonna see
Tell
that
us
as a
about
stage play?
Bandyman.
Yeah,
Nice, fun.
3 goddamn hours.
So is the movie apparently. Continue.
Cool.
But how do you make a 3 hour? And then never mind. That's not what we're talking about. I watched the first 10 minutes of Candyman, specifically the 2021 remake.
Oh,
Or
it
remake
says Nia
sequel?
DaCosta's.
Sequel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
sequel, technically.
Okay, which is why I sent the "I love black people" gift because
Yes.
fine ass people in that. It's just the first 10 minutes. Goddamn. Then there's the white dude, and it's like he's there, but
Wow.
goddamn. Listen. Watch those first 10 minutes, and then get back to me. So I haven't seen the original. I know there's some with B's, and there's some about if you say his name, I think 5 times. 3.
I think.
There's somebody who's 5, and I can't remember who.
I can't remember.
Is it not 3? I thought it was 3.
It might be 3. It might be 5.
3 is
It's
usually the magic number.
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of horror that has a 5, but I can't. Anyway, so I don't know Candyman like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the first 10 minutes of this because it's on my list. And, man, unfortunate. Is it like, for the first few minutes, is this kid just like chilling and he has to go do laundry? He gets Candyman kidnapped by the Candyman. Like,
Candyman nap.
I don't know. Like, he doesn't even, because like,
Candy napped.
he's in this room with there's a terrifying hole in the wall, big enough for you to see a person through, which you do. And like first he sees a piece of candy, and I was like, okay, they're gonna do the SpongeBob piece of candy, and then he's gonna get lured to Candyman. Nah, he finds one piece of candy, and then Candyman just steps out the wall like, "What's up? I'm gonna get you," and then he dies. It was like, damn, what did this kid do to you? Damn,
Took his candy.
he dropped it there. Maybe the kid took it so that he could give it back to him. The kid didn't need the candy anyway. But that's the first like 5 minutes, and then we cut to I assume the present. I don't know if it says, but I'm assuming with one of the dudes from Misfits, Nathan Stewart Barrett, I think is his name. But I just remember him as the dude from Misfits, and his boyfriend, I think.
Oh, you're talking about the couple when they're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're about to meet his sister, I think the black dude's sister, and her husband, I think. Yeah. They're going to like this, have dinner with the black dude's sister and his husband, and her husband. And they get there, and there's some talk about like real estate or something, because the black dude is a real estate agent, and he wanted his sister to buy property from him, but he didn't, blah, blah, blah. They talk about like the neighborhood and how it's been gentrified, blah, 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 clown work. And then, like, out of nowhere, they haven't even eaten dinner yet. They've been there 5 minutes. The dude's like, hey, y'all want to hear a scary story? And he says it's like, no. And then he just, like, dims the lights, lights the candle. I was like, well, I'm going to tell it anyway.
Yeah.
And she says, I said no. He don't give a fuck. And he starts telling the story about this white girl who was like, I'm going to take pictures of this neighborhood and, like, do some research on it or some shit. And then it's cool because it shifts into, like, an interesting, like, sort of, it's animated. It's like a paper style sort
It's
of.
the shadows, right?
The shadows.
Yeah,
Well,
I love
not
that so much.
shadows necessarily. It's like, it almost looks like construction paper on a background. Maybe it is shadows. Or maybe I'm thinking of the first bit with the kid, with the cop and the... Anyway,
I think I know
because the shadow's there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the white woman, she, like, beheaded a dog for some reason. Then they, like, found her doing snow angels in a pool of blood, which I guess would be blood angels. Shout out to Warhammer. It sucks.
Wow.
And that's where the 10 minutes end, is right when he's saying, like, yeah, they found her doing snow angels in a pool of blood. So,
what a place to stop.
Well, I think actually, specifically, it stopped with a cut back to him telling the story and someone saying bullshit. But yeah.
That's fair. It's not a bad stopping point. I mean, it is for not seeing the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
What we do here.
What did you think of the first 10 minutes?
If I didn't know anything about Candyman, I don't know that it would be terribly interesting because it's just a kid getting kidnapped. But I know that there's some supernatural shit with Candyman, and so that does make me more interested. I feel like it would be better going in knowing something about Candyman, yeah. Because otherwise, like, why were you in that wall? And it's like, maybe you were just in the wall. Sometimes people be in walls. I don't know.
People be in walls.
That's a crazy
People
statement.
be in walls to me. Don't look
People
at me
like to
like
get
that.
up in the walls.
I have never. You know what? You're right. People be in the walls. I am in
no,
your
I'm sorry. You
walls.
didn't watch. But Dallas, you watched all the House of Usher. There's a man in that wall.
There's a man in the wall. They put him in there.
Yeah.
Put that man in
What
the
kind
wall.
of cask of Amontillado stuff is going on in here?
That's
Exactly
was
that.
the point of that one. I know this is off topic, but I wish you had been in the room when that show started with Pink Floyd's Brick in the Wall. I was yelling like, "Put that man in the wall!" And they edged me for like 9 episodes. Then they finally did it.
And they finally did it. Anyway, until they went in the wall. I will say this. This is definitely a case where watching the original helps because the scary story that he's telling is the plot of the first Candyman movie.
Oh, okay.
So that white lady is the protagonist from Candyman.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about a white lady who's messing around in the hood. She ain't got no business there. But like, that's one of the things I like about the 2021 so much is the way they use the original. Like, it's such a good sequel because the way he tells that story is like how you would tell a story from 30 years ago that you weren't there for, that you've kind of heard around the grapevine. Like, that's not exactly what happens in the movie, but you know, that happens. Niggas start talking. Chicago. And then by the time...
Have you seen the original when you watched this one?
I watched the original right before I went to see the new one. So I was like, oh, okay. I see what they're doing. But yeah, they work things like that into the story pretty well. But yeah, I know you like black people and you like horror movies. So I was like, Candyman.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to black people. They're beautiful. Like,
always. Yes. We love it. We love black people. Shout out to Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Shout out to Tiana Paris.
Tiana Paris also.
Shout out to Tiana Paris. We love them both.
Shout out to Clown Work. It's so frustrating living with people who aren't you, because I wanted to make a Clown Work reference like a few days ago, because I watched, or like a couple weeks ago, I watched It Part 1 again, and the number of times I wanted to make a Clown Work reference, and I knew it wouldn't land.
It wouldn't land. You just got to do it, and then they'll ask you, like, what are you talking about? And then bam, now you have a running joke.
Fair point.
All right, guys, let's move into trailer tracking.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have something you've been watching? I'm sorry.
I have something I've been watching.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Going from, this is not Clown Work. This is absolutely cinema. I told you earlier, I finished Arcane. Well, the first season, because the new one's about to come out.
Yeah.
So before we start, Cassie, I know that you famously hate League of Legends and everyone who plays it. Have you seen Arcane?
She has.
Yes, I have.
Okay, cool.
I need to rewatch it because it's been a while and I forget a lot. But yes, I've seen it.
I timed my rewatch or my first watch with the new one's about to come out, so I feel like now I won't forget.
When does it come out?
November 9th.
Oh, okay. I need to start my rewatch.
I have it on the calendar. I'm gonna rewatch it on. I was gonna rewatch it on Monday, but I might be editing this. Who knows? I might rewatch this Arcane on Monday since I've got my 4K Blu-ray discs now. So.
Oh, nice. I need to rewatch. Oh God, I need to do that because Halloween's coming up, and then I will stop existing. So.
What?
That's a crazy statement.
New Dragon Age game comes out on Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Got you.
That's when
you're saying that you're like the spirit of Halloween, and then you'll just
actually, when you reach 1 year on HRT, you just stop existing. No one tells you that.
Interesting.
But that's my anniversary, so rip.
Halloween is your anniversary?
Yeah, I got my meds on the 30th, but then I was like, well, I want to remember my anniversary, and Halloween is easy as hell to remember. So,
Cassie, you are a spooky girly.
I guess so.
And you denied it for so long.
It wasn't like I wanted it to be Halloween specifically. It was
fake.
just I got my meds the day before.
Halloween is just going to be a day
of
special events, apparently, because our niece is also a Halloween baby. So
Halloween baby.
Hey.
All right, back to Arcane.
Yeah, Arcane.
It is created by Christian Link and Alex Yee, who, from what I can tell, haven't done any other work in TV.
They have not. There's a great documentary about the making of this show.
Okay. Like, what a way to start. It stars so many people. Haley Steinfeld, Ella Purnell, Mia Sinclair Janess, Kevin Alejandro, Katie Long, Jason Spizak, Cox Alagundoye, Harry Lloyd, J.B. Blanc, Reed Shannon, Mick Wingert, and other people as well. There's too many. I can't say everyone's name.
That's what happens when we talk about wonderful animated shows.
Yeah, they had everybody in them.
Especially some based on League. You know how many people they could have by the end of all them shows?
I have no idea.
I doubt all of them will be on one show, though. So,
if they do like an Avengers thing, I think it would actually, it would be the animators might die. They have like 150 characters in that game.
Cool. So yeah, as we said, based on League of Legends, which Cassie hates, IMDb summary is set in utopian Piltover and the oppressed underground of Zon. The story follows the origins of two iconic League of Legends champions and the power that will tear them apart. So, first thing I want to say, this to me feels like a super dope show about Vi, Powder, and Zon, Vi, Jinx, whatever you want to call it, and Zon, paired with a pretty good show about Jace, Victor, and Piltover. Because when they're in Piltover, I'm
I
like,
agree with that.
this is cool. I'm enjoying this. But then when they go down to the Undercity, I'm like, this is fine. This is what I want to watch. That being said, everyone's doing such a great job. Like the animation, the acting, the writing is good in both parts of the show. It's just the story that they're telling to me is more exciting when we're in the gritty, in the ghetto, as you would say. But it's just, man, this show is so good. Haley Steinfeld, I love animation. I love voice acting. So I'm always especially impressed by the way that I can be affected by performance without seeing an actor's face, like hearing their voice. So whenever I hear a just great performance, it sticks with me. So I gotta say, Ella Purnell, who apparently is in a bunch of stuff that I just haven't seen.
Yep.
She is killing it.
Slap.
But also,
My Jinx.
what Powder's name? I just said it. The actress, Mia Sinclair Janess.
Oh, the younger one.
That little girl. In that last, I guess the last like scene we get before the time jump, I was like, I'm about to cry right now. Like this girl is killing it when she's talking about like, why did you leave? I just wanted to save you. Da da da. I'm like, who is this child? Where are we finding these children who are already so good at acting?
That
Why are they so good at it?
That
It's
episode is so
good.
sad.
But yeah, just like so much fantastic voice. Like Jason Spivak, to me, I don't know if you've heard his voice in real life.
I actually haven't. I've only ever heard him as Wally West and as Forager and as Silco.
And Silco, he sounds a lot more like Wally West in real life, which is like this kind of happy-go-lucky.
That's so weird.
That man don't
Silco.
sound. There's not an ounce of Silco in his voice, but the talent. And yeah, it's just like the writing is fire. The animation is amazing. They do this thing where you'll watch an episode. They do a lot. You'll watch an episode and be like, wow, this is a really good, compelling story. And then they're like, all right, the last 10, 15 minutes is going to be a fire-ass action scene.
Yo, the Jinx versus Echo fight
That's my favorite one. It's my favorite scene of the show.
It's one of the greatest fight scenes ever.
As Cassie said in our chat, love black people. I saw the first episode and I was like, Echo's going to be my favorite. I can tell.
After you told me that, I was like, you're going to continue loving Echo because Echo's very you-coded.
Yes, 100%. But yeah, when that scene came out and like the way they do the art changes, the song playing, the Denzel Curry, I haven't learned the names of the songs yet.
Is that one Misfit Toys?
Misfit Toys is the Pusha T song that starts that episode.
That starts the episode.
Speaking of, it was very jarring for music videos to just start playing during the episode.
At the beginning of the episode. It was just the beginning of the episode.
Well, they do. That one is the beginning, but the enemy, the one that Cassie doesn't like.
Oh, yeah. When Vi is walking through the Undercity.
Yeah, it's like she's walking through, and then I hear, like, I've listened to that song so much. Fun fact about me, the reason I'm watching this show is because that music video, like, it piqued my interest in such a way that I'm like, this animation is awesome. JID looks cool. Imagine Dragons look cool. And they're showing the characters in the music video. So I'm like, this is intriguing. I want to see this now. So I recognize that first note as soon as it starts. So when she's walking and they're playing, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. The song would be in the show. And then I see Imagine Dragons in the show. And I'm like, what's happening? Is this an ad? Like, what's it? Is this a commercial? I don't got no ads. I'm paying for this. I was like, okay. Oh, where's the music video? Got it. Why not? But yeah.
I love the way that one ends, though, because it ends on Vi punching the ever-loving mess out of Savika.
Yeah. Hard as hell. And I love Savika. I want to say the actress' name is Amira Vaughn. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody because there were so many of you. But she was great. You got to have a couple if bad, why hot characters. And that's Savika. One arm or two.
With this show, there are only a couple characters that I'm like, yeah, you're bad, which would be like, Jinx and Silco. Savika, I'm not sure if I classify her as bad yet. I need to watch season 2 to finally to get a grasp on good or bad. But I also feel like this show has complex enough characters that there really isn't a lot of good or bad, black and white on the show.
Yeah, and Savika's if you're going to say if bad, why hot, it's just easier to use the binary of you're on the protagonist side or you're on the bad guy side. And Savika's about her business. She was with Vander when Vander was doing what Vanna needed to do. She was
She's
like, all right,
pragmatic.
you're not doing what you need to do. Yeah. But yeah, that
Oh, and the cop dude,
even
he's definitely bad.
oh Marcus, he sucks. He sucks. And it's like the show has this like kind of ACAB energy, but then we get Caitlin, and I'm like, don't make me like this cop. I don't like this cop.
Caitlin and Shure
But she's so
Algoshi's
likable.
character.
Yes, Grayson. Shout out Shure. You know, ACAB except 2, ACAB except 1. There's a lot of shows do that. It happens.
It's about to be ACAB except 2 again, because I think Vi is about to become a cop, which feels very anti-Vi.
Technically, he's a pilt-over enforcer, but
Yeah,
that's
that's cops.
name.
Yeah. Even Silco, like, he's a bad dude, but he's such a complex villain. And like his relationship with Jinx is so interesting because it could easily have just been, I manipulate this girl because their parents left and now I got a girl who worked for me. I don't know why I use that voice. But when you see something happen to Jinx, yeah, right? When you see something happen to Jinx, you can tell he actually cares for this girl in a way that's not just like, you're a weapon to me. Like every logical impulse and everyone who works for you tells you, hey, cut her loose, bro. This is she's blowing people up. She's shooting people on our side. Like, this is not safe. And he doesn't want to listen to him, to the point where, oh boy with the weird mouth talks to Savika and he's like, this dude likes Jinx too much. Like, he not about this action. Get rid of him.
Yeah,
but he loves her.
Yeah, the extent of his love in that final episode is...
Yeah. And I get where he's coming from in terms of like, he's not far from like a Killmonger type character. Like, yo, they put us here. Take them down. Burn everybody. Do what we got to do because we've been living in the streets for my whole life. My boy tried to drown me.
Y'all living comfortable.
Exactly. Y'all comfortable.
In the words of my boy Killmonger.
Exactly.
Y'all live
so like, yeah, just super well written characters. Character design is dope. The action is dope. Soundtrack is dope. Just a very dope show. And I'm very glad that I watched it. And I'm very sad that I'm about to see the last season because they're only doing 2.
Although I am excited that they are doing spinoffs.
They're making more league shows.
Okay. Yeah.
They're probably going to make so many.
If it looks as good and if it's written as well as Arcane, give me everything. Everything.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Mel was my phone background for like a year. Not like my phone screen, but my phone case.
Right. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. I love Mel so much. I actually can't decide which of those characters is my favorite character on that show because it's a toss-up between Jinx, Vi, and Mel. And even sometimes Jace. Just interesting. I love those characters so much.
Yeah. This is like a show full of characters that I'm watching like Demi would love. Like you. Mel is a strong black woman who is fine as hell and about her business to the point where it's like, hey, you know, if I gotta do something a little underhanded, I might have to do it.
Yeah, very morally ambiguous to the point of not being able to read whether or not she is a good person or a bad person, which I really like, with a very complex history as well.
Right. And then Vi is a hot, badass lesbian.
And then we've got Jinx, who's crazy.
And then you got Jinx, who is insane and kills people. And that's also very D'Amico.
It's like, and then we have Jinx, who's crazy. Then, you know, just needed a hug.
Also, speaking of animation, the way that they animate the show when it's from Jinx's perspective is so dope. Like all the scratchy illustrations over people, the way she's like hearing Milo in her head the whole time. I'm like, yo, I think I'm going to have to become an Ella Purnell fan because of her performance as Jinx.
Please watch Fallout. Please watch Yellowjacket.
I might.
Like, I'm thinking, like,
I might.
They both slap.
That's one thing about me. I can be won over by a really good performance.
Yeah. I want to mention animation wise, I really like the fact that they use, so most of the show is like obviously kind of like a 3D animation sort of thing. But I really like that they use 2D animation, like hand drawn animation for their like effects and stuff. So like smoke effects, like when there's smoke, it's just hand drawn smoke. And like stuff like that is hand drawn, which is like insane because usually it's the opposite. It's the other way around. Usually you would like hand draw your characters and then like all the effects are like 3D effects.
Yeah. It stands out in a dope way.
The show is so good. I'm so excited to get to rewatch this show. Again, I've watched it so many times already, but getting to rewatch it in time for season 2 is exciting.
Love it. It's fire.
If we're doing what you've been watching, I'm going to keep this really short. I went to 2 concerts because I wanted to celebrate my 32nd birthday in style. Nice. So I went to go see Toa Bird about a week and a half before my birthday, and she's super dope. If you have not listened to Toa Bird, please do. She's a really good singer, a very, very dope guitar player, and her album reminds me of like the songs on her album like feel very rom-com, like you would throw these on during a rom-com and they would fit perfectly. Or like you put them on like when you're driving to the beach, like it's got that kind of feel to it. I really love her her music. So good. I left the Toa Bird concert also with my ears ringing. Just, it was that loud and that small of a
doing
venue.
that.
Oh boy.
But I feel like that is the mark of a great concert. And then I also went to go see Fletcher in concert 2 days after my birthday, who was performing at the Greek, which I've never been to the Greek before. That was really, really cool.
It's nice.
And she's so good that time seemed to fly by so fast during her concert. I was like, we're done already? We've done it. Like we've done an hour and a half already. I'm not ready to go yet. I want to do more. She's so good and such a good performer. I love how sort of interactive she is with like how much she wants the audience to sing along with her. She had like a speech that she gave like after the first song where she was like, hey, whatever problems you're having in your life, I want you to just like forget those and I want you to sing at the top of your lungs with me, like, and just like have a good time for the next hour and a half.
It's ironic that most of her songs are about problems she's had in her life.
Yo, the more she matures as a songwriter, the more unhinged these lyrics become, and it's amazing. I love it.
She like, forget about your problems and sing about mine.
But yeah, she was amazing in concert. So good. It was her last stop on the North American tour. I didn't know that was going to be her last stop in America, so that was really, really cool. And also, it's been a dream of hers to perform at the Greek. So that was also very nice. You could tell that it was like a very emotional moment for her. And I bought merch because I'm like, I have money, I have a job, I can buy merch. So I bought like a shirt from each of their concerts. And then I also bought a vinyl from each of their concerts because I now collect vinyl. And both of those vinyl are autographed, which is dope. But it does mean that I now have to meet Renee Rapp so that she can sign the vinyl that I have of hers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I went to 2 concerts. It was great. I'm considering going to see Tori Kelly, and I'm also considering going to see Chase Atlantic in November. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Trailer tracking.
All right, let's talk about the Wolfman.
Man, that movie looks extremely good. Yo, the horror movies are looking real good at the beginning of next year. I'm not gonna hold you.
You gotta watch them.
Because the Wolfman and Sinners, because we didn't talk about the Sinners trailer.
We didn't. I'm so mad. That's like, it was in our
Demi become a horror girly.
Nope, never.
That's a tough one. I don't think we're going to get that to happen.
She just said of her own accord, horror movies looking real good.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Neither of us prompted that.
I'm somebody who believes, because I'm never going to say horror movies are bad off the strength of just their genre alone. I will always admit that there are probably really amazing horror movies that I personally cannot handle because I don't like being afraid. I'm a chicken. I'm a baby. Leave me, please.
Listen, me too. And yet,
you are starting to enjoy it. I still haven't found the enjoyment factor.
I don't enjoy being afraid or being scared. Like, I don't enjoy the experience of watching a horror movie. I just do it because ultimately the movies can often be pretty good.
Yeah, you're finding
during the watching. Oh, it's hell.
You're finding some sort of enjoyment in this, and I haven't reached that level yet of like, I can get over this just for the enjoyment. The Wolfman looks incredible. It looks really, really good.
It looks so good.
So
I'm kind of tempted, but I don't think that's the one I'm going to do. I think Sinners is going to be the horror movie of that year for me, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. You definitely got to do Sinners.
Wolfman looks good. Here is my concern. So, okay, well, I have to temper my expectations because it's Wolfman and not straight up werewolf. So I want the Wolfman to be hot, and I don't think it's going to happen for me. I got to be honest.
That's hilarious. He might be.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking, do I want to bring up Cassie's thing with wolves? But I was like, we'll see if it comes up naturally.
He might be. You'll have to watch the movie to find out.
I doubt it. It just feels like the kind of thing that they're trying to emphasize the like grotesqueness and the horror, and you can do that and make the werewolf hot, see Van Helsing, but I don't think that's what they're going to go for here. I just have dreams.
I think that even if the Wolfman is not hot in the movie, you're going to get enough fan art.
You're so right. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the internet's going to take care of you because you'll be fine.
But
just the fact that it's the Wolfman, like the internet's already working.
Yeah.
I will say before we move on, Julia Garner, Christopher Abbott, I'm a fan of both. Love to see it. And the scene in the trailer where they're going from his POV and he can't understand her, And she's like,
Yo,
"Can you
so
understand
good.
me?" And it's like
that's
distorted. I'm
so
like,
good.
"That's so cinema. I love it."
Ooh, like something's
Yeah.
happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Can't wait to start my year off with that.
Yeah, it looks like it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I also heard incredible things about The Invisible Man as well. So
Still haven't seen that.
I wouldn't say it's great. There's just one thing about it, like, that feels a little too convenient. But other than that, it's solid. I liked it.
Okay.
Dallas,
Lee
maybe you
Winnell
should watch that one
skills.
before you watch The Wolfman. What if they're connected?
I mean, hey, Dark Universe, bring it back. Bring back the Dark Universe. All right, on to something that's not dark at all. Love Hurts.
Oh,
Love Hurts.
am excited about this one. I didn't know anything about this.
I didn't know anything about it until I think a couple of days ago. I saw the trailer on Twitter. I was like, hey, it's
Same.
Ki Kwan and a bunch of other people.
I'm very excited. Ki Kwan is amazing.
Get that mouth working to me.
I loved him thank you. I loved him in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And just, he's such a good actor, and I'm really glad that he's having his moment right now. Like, he's come back into the limelight and everybody just loves him. Ariana DeBose is an actress who I've adored since West Side Story, and I've been waiting for her to like really get a role that's really like something she can like dig her teeth into.
Yeah.
This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for her. I love that the trailer points out that they're both Academy Award winners. Yes.
I was going to ask you, is that what she won for?
Yeah, she won for West Side Story.
Okay.
Which was a record-breaking performance, I think, because it was the first time ever that two actresses had won the same Oscar for playing the same role.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Her and Rita Moreno.
That's so interesting, considering like how many remakes and stuff we get. But I guess it has to line up exactly right.
Yeah, also has to be like, both of them have to be really, really good.
Yeah, in the same role.
Yeah, West Side Story is one of those few movies that even the remake, I'm just like, this might be better than the original, which is incredible to say because the original is already a very good movie. So it's like a classic for a reason. And for Spielberg to outdo that, it's like, that's insane. What? How?
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't disagree if somebody were to say that the original is better. I'd be like, either way, you're probably right. But yeah, this movie looks like a lot of fun. Action looks really good. They're not leaning into how gory it's going to be, as most action movies of this type have recently. So I'm hoping it's not quite as graphic as we've usually gotten in recent years of people trying to be John Wick.
Yeah, from what it looks like, I don't think we're going to get a lot of that because it doesn't seem like that type. But yeah, a lot of similar action comedies will be like, oh yeah, we're going to do a nice little quip. This man's head is gone now. And it's like, oh, okay. That's not what I was
bloody
here for.
In like the most graphic way that we can possibly. That's like the reason why I didn't go see the one with Dave Bautista that me and you had been talking about, because I was like, I want to see it, but I don't know if I can handle that right now. My brain has had enough.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Bautista's making cute little jokes with Sofia Boutella, and now that man's head is gone. Fun times.
Yeah. Like, I can do it for John Wick, but that's only every few years, so.
Right, you get a break. But also, Marshawn Lynch is in this, and that makes me so happy because...
Absolutely freaking hilarious. Ever since Bottoms, I now love that man.
He just like, I love that he played football, was great at it, could have kept playing, but like, nah, I got my money. I'm going to go do whatever I feel like. And then did that. Like, he's on TV, he's in movies, he's just in like web shows, running into random spots. Like,
and being so funny while doing it.
I love Marshawn. I'm so happy for him. Also, Mustafa Shakir, Bushmaster from Luke Cage.
Oh.
Always happy to see him.
Yeah.
Because he pops up like once every few years. I'm like, hey, it's Bushmaster.
Everything about this movie looks like so much fun, and I might need to put it on my most anticipated list now.
Yeah, it comes out in February.
Yeah. Looks really good.
All right.
Back to
Speaking of things that we like, Goosebumps is back.
Yes!
It is now called Goosebumps The Vanishing.
Because it is a different story from the last Goosebumps.
It is. And I love me an anthology. I always do. The drawback is that I really like the group from the first season, and now they're gone. I love
that group so much. And also, they left my ship on a cliffhanger.
They left everything on a cliffhanger. Like,
yeah, like
that's how you end the story.
What happened to these characters? What's going to happen to them? I hope that one day we come back to them, because I want to know.
I would like to.
This season looks really good too. Like,
it does
visually. It also looks better.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So my hopes are high because the first season, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, it looks fine. I like Goosebumps enough. I like Justin Long, and I like that show way more than I expected to.
And I had told you that you were going to like it.
Yeah, and I didn't know any of those kids, but I came out liking all of them. So I was like, okay, cool. This one, I'm watching the trailer like, I'm actually think I'm into this. Also, they're doing Stay Out of the Basement. That is one of the VHSs I had when I was younger. And my cousin and I used to watch it all the time. So like the nostalgia is hitting. As soon as he said Stay Out of the Basement, I was like, oh my God, they're doing the Plant Man. The problem with that is that the story inherently involves a bit of body horror,
Yo,
which is my least favorite type of horror.
shot with the
I
arm?
hated it. I hated it.
Ah,
And, you know, back in the 90s, Goosebumps would be like, oh, you know, he got leaves on his head and paint them green. But not today. Like, what's coming out of his arm? I don't know. I don't want to find out. I'd rather not, but I'm going to watch it.
Not out here in these streets. Also, very excited to see David Schwimmer. It's funny because I like David Schwimmer because I'm a fan of Friends, but I can't really think of anything outside of Ross that I'm like, yeah, I love David Schwimmer in that. Like, no, he's Ross Geller. So
yeah, he's Ross.
I'm very excited to see him in this because there are moments in this trailer where he seems very douchey, which I personally think that Ross was a bit of a douche. So it's nice to see him.
He was. Everybody thinks so.
The worst. It's nice to see him play into that character trait. And I think he's doing a really good job at it. Also, they have Ana Ortiz in this season, and I love her. She's playing one of the other adult in the trailer.
Okay, gotcha.
I love her. She was in Love Victor as the mom, a show I should go back to. I stopped watching it because it hit me really hard in my grief, and I had to stop. But I think I can go back now. But she also was in a show called Whiskey Cavalier, which I loved that show, and it only lasted half a season. It should not have. It was a very, very good show. Maybe we did get a full season. There were 13 episodes, but it was network television, which doesn't feel like a full season. Usually a full season on network is like 22. It was a really good show. Scott Foley was in it. Lauren Cohan was in it. Tyler James Williams was in it.
Oh, the Lauren Cohan show. I remember that.
Yes. Super good show. Really well written. Really fun. We need more TV like that on television again. I don't know what's going on. We don't have anything like that on TV anymore. That's like a special genre of show that just doesn't exist. Or it's dying out.
So it looks like it was the full season.
Okay. We needed more episodes. We needed another season because that cast dynamic was perfection. But it was so good. And Ana Ortiz was great in it. I loved her character from the moment she arrived on screen. And yeah, I'm looking forward to her being on this show. I get excited whenever I see her in something now because I'm like, you're so good in everything I've ever seen you do.
Nice.
I think she's most famous for being on Ugly Betty, though, which is a show I have not seen.
I also have not seen it.
But yeah, Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. I'm excited.
Funny that it's coming out in January.
I don't know what they're doing with that.
Would you not?
Like, it's Goosebumps. It's the easiest marketing in the world. Why am I not watching it on Halloween?
Honestly.
Because Agatha All Along is on for Halloween.
Wait, I don't know why they would want to do this in January.
All right. Well.
Happy New Year. Get scared.
Right?
Heck yeah.
All right. Moving on to the last trailer, we have Creature Commandos from DC Studios.
DC Studios,
right?
Yep.
Yeah. More adult animation. I'm always happy about that.
The first DCU project, as it makes very clear in the trailer by putting DCU in the trailer.
Yeah.
Super stoked. This looks so good. I mean, I didn't expect anything less than what we're getting here. Like, I was like, James Gunn is making a Suicide Squad-esque animated television show.
Right, with a bunch of monsters and a robot.
And characters that most people don't know about. Yeah, he's in his bag. This is
the James Gunn. I'm going to take some obscure DC characters. I'm going to be super violent and raunchy.
And make you fall in love with them. Because I already love Nina Mazursky.
Is that the like fish lady?
Yeah.
I can tell. Yeah, I am too. Partially, I think because I like Zoe Chow so much.
But
like,
also, she seems so sweet.
This sweet. Yeah, she has a sweet energy to her. A bunch of violent people. She's like, why are you being so hyperbolically violent? I can ask James Gunn that about everything he makes.
I think Superman will be different, but
it better be. He better not be ripping people's arms off.
But yeah, I love G.I. Robot. He also looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, he wants to kill Nazis. Who can't be against that?
Indira Varma giving another good voice performance. I was talking about her earlier for The Legend of Vox Machina. She was great in this past season, so I'm really looking forward to what she does with the Bride for Creature Commandos. David Harbour's not in this trailer much, so I'm curious.
He has like one line.
Like one or two. He's in like one scene.
Yeah.
Anya Chalotra is on the show. She has like a couple of lines at the beginning of the trailer. It sounds like she's doing an American accent, which I'm very interested in. I think that Anya Chalotra is actually a very talented voice actress. I've heard her do voice roles like twice before.
Okay.
And she's been very good at both. So I'm very excited to see her do another one that will probably last longer. and also lead into a live action role, because James Gunn has said that whoever does the voices for the animations will also be doing the live action roles.
Yeah.
And she's playing Cersei, who is a very big Wonder Woman villain. So hopefully that leads to something bigger in the DCU. But for now, I'm very excited that she's doing something that is not The Witcher. As much as I love The Witcher, I always want to see like actors that I like getting work outside of just the one thing that they're currently known for. And she's so young and an up and comer. So yeah, I definitely want to see her in the DC universe. Let's see where this goes.
Looks like it's going to be a fun time.
Also, we get Viola Davis back. She is so powerful that she has survived the universe reset.
You cannot kill Viola Davis.
It's that EGOT, baby.
She's powered by the EGOT. Cassie, you like monsters, but you don't like superheroes. Are you going to watch this?
Probably not. I mean, it looks like exactly like his Suicide Squad movie, which I didn't like. So
it's very James Gunn. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if you like James Gunn stuff, you'll probably like this.
It makes me more excited to see his Superman movie, because what is that gonna...
Yeah, like, what's he gonna do? Because he's got to play against type for Superman.
But it also looks so good. Like, everything that I've seen from it so far, I'm like, yeah, that's Superman.
I just can't wait to see a trailer so I can see like what it looks like when James Gunn is
not like not that James Gunn.
Yeah, when he's not blowing people up and shooting them in the face,
and when he's not writing raunchy jokes. Because even the Scooby-Doo movies have a lot of raunchy jokes, even though they're PG-13.
So yeah, if he's gonna be like the truth, justice, wholesome, and all that. That was I remember that. Like,
Scooby-Doo,
hey,
yeah.
It's a kids movie.
No, it's not. It was supposed to be.
It
wasn't. It was supposed to be a rated R movie.
Well, that's dumb. Like,
I don't know.
Now I think that would be dope.
I'm fascinated
to have so many different versions of this thing. But like in 2002, to finally make a Scooby-Doo live action movie and make it rated R, like, hey man, can I get mine first as a child?
Sounds like James Gunn to be. They were like, no, the kids can have their animated version. We gonna get this live action for the adults.
Y'all can watch this old ass cartoon.
Bring back Scooby-Doo cartoons, guys. Like, we need those to. I need those to be popular again. I want a Hanna-Barbera universe again.
You have Velma.
We do not have Velma. That's not a Scooby-Doo cartoon because Scooby-Doo's not in it.
Oh, Scooby-Doo's not in it.
But also, yeah, I got canceled.
Jason.
Also, I watched a little bit of that show, and it seems like that show hates Scooby-Doo. So,
from what I heard, it sounded like it was trying to be the Harley Quinn animated series of Scooby-Doo, and I was like, that doesn't sound like. I
can see that.
That doesn't sound like a thing I would ever expect from Scooby-Doo.
No. But the thing about the Harley Quinn series is that it clearly likes its source material, but it also likes poking fun at it.
Yeah, like it'll make jokes about it, but it doesn't seem like the jokes are at the expense of the source material and the people who enjoy it.
Like, Bane is definitely just a joke, but Bane at least gets like emotional moments and like character growth and stuff like that.
Yeah. Velma was a choice, but that's not what we're talking about.
It's okay. She'll do fine, because The Sex Lives of College Girls is coming back, and that is Mindy Kaling's other show, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling has a lot of stuff going on, so she doesn't need them.
Although Renee Rapp is now leaving the show, so sad face.
All right, moving on from trailers to news. First thing, as Wesley Snipes said in Deadpool 3, there's only ever going to be one Blade.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing this. This movie's never going to come out.
Yo, how many directors have they gone through?
Like 45?
They've only gone through
and now it's
2 directors, I think.
Was it just Yann Dimanche and...
Yeah, nowhere near as many as The Flash.
Oh, boy. And that movie actually came out.
Yeah, that movie went through 5 directors. So...
Wow. And
I think it wasn't all directors, because it went through...
I think we've gone through 3 writers.
Some writers, some actors.
Okay.
It was every once in a while you just see
a department.
Insert person here has exited Blade. I'm like, I forgot they were in it. I guess it doesn't matter now.
Like, Bo DeMaio was one of the original writers for the Blade movie.
Ooh.
Oh, that would have been fire.
Bo DeMaio was also one of the original writers for Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, interesting.
Because he was talking about they had a completely different storyline for Wanda.
Yo, the movie was only announced. Okay, it wasn't announced that long ago. I thought 2013. They had a script working in 2013, but then the MCU was the MCU, and they were like, nah, never mind.
It's been in development hell for a while, but not that long. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that they figure out what they want to do with it. I think.
Yeah, I really want this movie.
Yeah, I feel like because the MCU is going through such a gear shift right now, like changing directions, that it's just a matter of trying to figure out where Blade fits into the universe and what they want to do. especially now that they're also saying that they weren't considering doing an Eternals 2, which is insane because of the cliffhanger they left that movie on. But also, Blade made his first appearance, vocal appearance
Thinking about that,
in Eternals. So it seems like the supernatural side of that universe just isn't being built up. Even though Werewolf by Night was, I am assuming, a success, it was very, very good.
People liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm disappointed because it sounded like a really good movie. I'm
gonna wait and see what happens after our current saga ends, this multiverse saga.
Yeah, it's messy. I was kind of hoping that Blade could be my new Mutants, where every year it's on my most anticipated list. It just like moves up and down a spot.
No.
Oh, definitely.
Until one day it comes out.
Don't do that to yourself again. I felt that pain.
I had that for like 3 years on my most anticipated list. Here it is. It's back. And then it came out and I was like, oh, that's fine.
That is what happened.
Yeah.
Do we have on our list the other piece of news that was in this article? About Predator?
About who? Predator?
There are two Predator movies coming out next year, I think.
That's not on our list, but yes, I did hear about that.
Well,
we're also getting another Alien Romulus movie, from what I hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I still need to watch Romulus.
I think it was announced that they're making another Alien with Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson.
I think there's a rumor that the second Predator movie will be animated and will be like an anthology of Predators fighting warriors from different times.
Yes.
So like samurai, pirates. Dope as hell. Like that's exactly what I wanted when I watched Prey.
I think after Prey came out, people started realizing what the Predator franchise could be, which is just the Predator fighting different people throughout time, and that's a much better concept than modern people trying to fight the Predator. We've seen that.
Animated, that shit's gonna be dope as hell.
I love it.
It's gonna be great. What's up next on our news list?
Next on the list is one for the spooky girly Cassie, and for me, Mike Flanagan is making a Carrie miniseries.
You guys have fun.
Oh yes, he is. So fun fact, I haven't seen either movie. I think there are two. I have seen, I think, the first half hour of the musical. It wasn't really my thing.
Is it a musical?
But yeah, there's a musical. I went through a period like a month ago where I was trying to watch a ton of musicals that I just hadn't seen, and that was one. And it wasn't my thing, but
it's like a stage musical?
Yeah.
Interesting. What a choice.
I know.
I mean, they did Back to the Future.
Get adapted into certain things.
They did what?
Yeah,
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I don't get
but
why
that's at least fun.
Musical.
Like
Mean Girls is a musical now.
I mean, there are plenty of horror musicals.
Like, Carrie's just so...
Sweeney Todd's a horror musical.
Sweeney Todd bangs. Like, yeah.
I don't know. Carrie... Okay, I don't know. I'm not Mr. Musical. I also haven't seen Carrie, but I've seen enough that I'm like, of all the things to pick. Although I will say, Mike Flanagan is fantastic at all things horror. And I've seen Midnight Club, which, Cassie, have you still not seen Midnight Club?
I have still not seen Midnight Club.
You disappointed me immensely.
Here's the thing. I wanted to watch it. I was excited, and then I heard that it got canceled, and all of the fire inside me went out.
All of his shows are one season.
But this one wasn't supposed to be. This one was supposed to be more.
Just pretend it wasn't. Pretend it's another one of his shows.
I know, and if I fall in love with it, and it's like, oh, there should have been more. Whereas the others, I can watch them and go, cool, that was what was intended. Slaps were good.
That is kind of how I felt about watching First Kill. I was like, there's only one season of this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it's one season. I can watch it. And then I finished it, and I was like, there should be more.
Cassie, I will say this. With Flanagan, even though his shows aren't all connected, he does love to keep his actors working.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the benefits you'll get if you watch The Midnight Club is that you'll see these actors in other things and be like, oh, snap, that's so-and-so from Midnight Club. Which happened to me when I watched House of Usher, which you've already seen.
Well, yeah.
So it kind of defeats the purpose of that.
But House of
anyway,
Usher also uses from like others too. There's a few in his wife, which
he got a whole roster.
Fair.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his wife play a hot teacher or whatever in Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, his wife will play a hot anybody because she's hot.
She is. I hope she's not playing Carrie's mom.
God, I hope not. That I feel like Carla Gugino could. Oh God, she could kill that.
See, that's the thing. Even if it's Carla Gugino,
based on the one song in the musical from her,
I don't want to be attracted to Carrie's mom. Is my problem.
No, you don't.
I don't want to have these feelings.
Maybe you will be.
If bad, why
if it's Kate Siegel or Carla Gugino, I have to deal with that, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
I think you have to deal with that. Listen, it was fine when she was a technically a chimp, so that was fine in a way.
No, don't say it like that.
Yeah, well,
The only thing I have to say to Mike Flanagan is, yo, what's going on with that Dark Tower TV series you said you was gonna make? That's what I'm waiting for.
he's in his Stephen King bag.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan likes
He
Stephen King.
said, yo, this man got novels on novels on novels, let's go.
Mad books.
Mike
I love
Flanagan, do Cujo, because I just want to see how you would do it.
I want to see him do every Stephen King book. Do the one with the phones killing people. I'm fine with it. Do everything.
What?
There's one about phones that
Black
kill
Phone?
people. Not that one.
I want him to do, he should do The Jaunt. It wouldn't make for more than like a short film, but do The Jaunt.
I'll take it.
I mean, seeing as his wife just directed a short film, he can definitely make one. So
True. I still have to watch the kill
I
count
need to
for that.
watch VHS Beyond, yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be dark and upsetting because that's what Carrie is. But
Yeah.
the reason I brought up not that one, Midnight Club, is because Mike Flanagan can tell a really good story about teenagers and their angst and their horror, and I think he can do this well.
And I feel like Carrie's going to have a lot of both.
Also, I think who should play Carrie's mom is Samantha Sloyan. I want to say is her name. She is in the vampire one. She's like the zealot lady who's like really, really hardcore into the Christian
Midnight Mass?
stuff. What did I say?
Oh.
Yeah, Midnight Mass.
Is that her? Oh, yo, my God. Yeah, I feel like it would be playing a very similar role, but
She's
that
also
means she
the
would destroy it.
the cut queen in House of Usher.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
great. She would kill it as Carrie's mom.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, shout out Mike Flanagan. Keep doing great things. I'll keep watching all of
Yeah.
them, and Cassie will watch most of them.
Yeah.
Moving on to Beef Season 2. They have announced the cast, and it is Oscar Isaac, Carey Mulligan, Charles Melton, Kaylee Spaney, and probably some other people, because that's only 4 people.
I still gotta watch the first season.
I did not watch the first season either. I've heard really good things.
I've heard only good things about that show, and it made me more excited for Thunderbolts because they got quite a bit of the team from from the Beef. From Beef. Sorry, the Beef is the bear. From Beef.
That's the bear.
Well, to be fair, they also got people who worked on the Bear to work on Thunderbolts too, so that's why I'm like getting it mixed up.
This is jumbled.
But yeah, that's I want to watch the first season, and then with this I've liked their casting for the first season, and now they're casting for the second season as well. I'm a huge Charles Melton fan. I've always thought he's been pretty good, but once you've seen May December, I believe it's called, he's insanely good in that movie, considering that he is stealing the show from 2 Oscar award winners.
Yeah, I don't know. Beef was one of those shows that I kept hearing how good it was, but when I would see stuff about it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch that. But I don't know. I might just keep hearing how good it is and end up watching it anyway. Also, Gabby's not here. But there's a rapper named Dumbfounded that me and Gabby really like, and he's a writer on the show apparently, and I love that for him.
Yeah. The first season had a very Asian-focused like cast, and also I think creative team as well.
Yes. Stephen Yeun, Ali Wong, some other people. Lee Sung Jin is the creator, showrunner, and executive producer.
Yeah.
We did it, guys. That's it.
That's it. That's everything.
We made it through the news. We did it. We made it through the news.
I'm sad because there are trailers that came out the month that we were away that
Yeah.
really want to talk about them. There were times where I was like, guys, can we just do an episode of just like trailers, which we have done before.
All very excited for Sinners.
Ugh. Yeah.
It's like so fire. It was playing when I went in to see Venom last night. The Sinners trailer was on, and I was like, forgot.
Hopefully there will be a movie coming out around the time that we get the second trailer, so that we can just be like, we're talking about Sinners.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to talk about the Arcane trailers.
True. Well, no, that was in our last one, I think.
I don't think we got to talk about the second Arcane trailer that just came out.
Okay, gotcha.
We did talk about the teaser trailer, which was hard to talk about with no spoilers because you hadn't seen the season yet. So
yes, so I did not watch it.
I was like, is Mel okay? And that's all I could say because
she got her freaking back blown out by Jinx.
Maybe,
in a manner of speaking.
Maybe she might be okay. Maybe.
Maybe.
A lot of people point out that like right before the missile hits, the golden stuff that she wears on her back all the time and her shoulders, it starts to glow.
She might have a
shield or something. She's always wearing it. She's even wearing it to bed with Jace. Like she's always wearing it.
Interesting.
Not to be me about it, but bring on the werewolf.
Of course. Of course.
Be you, Cassie.
You can't be anybody else but you.
Yeah.
Fair.
You're a furry and a spooky girly. You like werewolves. Best of both worlds.
You're not wrong.
All right. Audience, thank you for listening to all of that. I don't know how much of that made it in because the end just kind of became a ramble. Thanks anyway. Thanks for being here. We love you guys. Thank you, as always, to Crown Digital, Brandon, and Io for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Demi, thank you for editing and putting us on YouTube, talking about Vox Machina. Yeah, just talk about everything except Venom because you didn't see that, which makes sense because you don't like Venom.
Yeah.
Cassie, thank you for your 10-minute take coming through. You didn't see Venom either, which is fine. Yeah, I said enough about it. As always, audience, you can reach us in the comments or you can hit us on Twitter at y'all_different, Instagram and Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast, Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC, and TikTok at Creative Differences Pod. So many places to reach us. Just pick one of them and do it. If you want to help me catch up on 3 years of Arcane fandom, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at a king named Simba.
Send me, I don't know, talk to me about the hottest werewolves in fiction. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter for now. I'll see if this Exodus is the one, you know. I feel like they happen every few months. Moses will be proud. You can find me on those at Sassy Sis there.
Hey guys, come talk to me about like the 2 greatest animated shows that are on television right now, The Legend of Vox Machina or Arcane. You guys can find me on Twitter for now at Demi_Joie. Joie spelled Joie. Yeah, like Cassie said, let's see what happens because X becomes more of a hellscape every day. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Tune in next time. I don't know, maybe we'll record something to fill the gap, or the next time you'll hear from us, we will either be reviewing Red One or Wicked and Gladiator 2.
Now, we can circle back to what Dallas said earlier today, and maybe we don't have to have a gap because y'all will like
regularly is once a month,
and then
oh man.
Yeah, maybe that would be nice.
Just wait until we get to the our 5 episodes at the beginning of next year, guys. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You will not have heard from us in like 2 months, and then bam, 5 episodes.
I am afraid. I don't think I'm gonna have 10 movies on that list.
Get to watching. Also, you can find Gabby on Twitter for now at Venom's Vixen.
Love it.
It is all one word.
Good.
Yeah. All right, it's been different. Bye.
Bye.
All right, question for Cassie.
Ooh.
Because you knew exactly what I was referencing earlier. Do you think it was intentional when Sony said, treat yourself to 19 inches of Venom? Do you think they were going for that double entendre?
It's hard.
Show is.
That's the dream. I feel like it's one of those things, right, which happens, I feel like, a lot with marketing like this, where it's like, how did no one catch this? Mm-hmm. So I feel like they didn't intend it, because I feel like they wouldn't do something that blatantly horny, but I don't know.
I feel like they did. I feel like they wanted to cast that net of, we can get the freaks, but we can have that plausible deniability of like, oh no, we were just talking about the figurine. It's 19 inches. Treat yourself, buy it. But in the back of the mind, they're like, we know y'all some freaky ass niggas. We gonna get you.
I'm so glad that I exited this narrative after the first movie came out.
Oh man.